already happening.
Hold on, I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
Your screen looks yellow.
Yeah, I was trying to fix that.
It makes me look tanner. Let's keep it. Nobody else can see it, but I can.
I'm so white. I'm such a white girl on your screen. White girls, pinkies up.
Oh gosh. Okay, so
I've been called a valley girl, so.
Ooh, you're not a valley girl.
I know.
I feel like that's derogatory. Do you need to punch them in the face?
She was thinking 1 p.m. Eastern or PST.
Whoopsie.
No
Okay.
big deal.
Hey, Alyssa Dillon, tag me in a post.
Okay.
Crispin! That's how we greet Crispin when he's online. That's what Sean and I like to do. See? Hello. Jay Skursky!
Hi, guys.
Didn't you just have a birthday, sir? Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Hi, guys. How's it going?
Today, what are we talking about today?
Today we are talking about which equals success. Either like go with the flow, just like whatever, go with it, versus
Having a plan.
if you need to be super planned out, systemized, etc. You know what? Before we get into that, we should like...
Oh, this is Alyssa J. Dillon.
Yeah, and this is Sandra Hasley.
Oh, you said it right. Look
I
at
did.
you.
I'm learning so many things.
In a year. It took a year. It's okay. It
I'm
doesn't...
a slow learner.
It's a stupid last name spelling. It should not have the extra E's in there. It should be like Hazly. Hasley.
Right.
Done.
You
I'm
should
changing
spell
it.
it phonetically.
Or go back to my maiden name.
And then...
Lister! Nobody mispronounces that. It's always Lister. You know how to say it.
Well, it's... Yeah.
Okay, so...
Dylan is really easy.
Dylan's so easy.
I just make things easy for people. I have an easy name to say. I have a really easy birthday to remember. It's the day before Christmas. You can't forget it. So I expect...
But everybody does because they're focused on Christmas.
Yeah, that's so true.
Okay. So, all right. So, if you haven't guessed yet, Alyssa is the go with the flow hippie style without the hippie part.
I am
And
a hippie. Actually,
Well-
I don't have deodorant on and I smell right now.
she's a hippie. Confirmed. And I am... Crispin says hi to Alyssa. And I am the more systematized... I mean, I was a professional organizer. So, systems and plans, they make sense to my small brain and I like them. And so we're going to talk about which way is better in business. And
They probably are willing to bet the end of this. They're going to already know.
I don't know. I don't know if they're going to know.
I don't know if you... Are you guys going to get it? Are you
Who's
gonna
going
get
to
it?
win?
Who's better? We're trying to figure out right now on this live who is better.
Vote now. Just kidding. Please don't vote. That'll make me nervous. Also,
Yeah.
okay, so here's the deal.
We don't need that for our friendship.
Okay, psychologically speaking, male and female brains are different. Male brains have been compared to waffle brains, and women's brains have been compared to spaghetti brains. So the meaning there is that men are able to compartmentalize their ideas and their concepts very well, where when they're at work, they're in the waffle pocket of work, and all they think about is work. And then when they're at home, they think about home. When they're watching sports, it's just sports. When they're staring at a blank wall, they're just looking at the wall. What are you thinking? Nothing. I'm not thinking about anything. How are you not thinking about anything? How is nothing going through your head? Nothing's going through my head. Men, comment below if you know what I'm talking about. All men are like, yeah, I've got a nothing box. I think about nothing sometimes. I'm like, that sounds like freedom. That sounds like liberation. How do you get there? What do you do? Oh, Inez, hi you too. I should have glasses for things like this. So men have that ability to compartmentalize.
Yes.
And women typically, this is a typical, we're talking about generics, but women typically have spaghetti brains where they're thinking about all these different things all at the same time and they're connecting all these different points, and men are like, stop talking to me. One thing at a time, please. I cannot focus. It's so annoying. Ed, I know you know what this is all about.
Yes.
So Alyssa is, one of the reasons that I love her so much is that she's a little bit more male up here. Let me tell you what I mean by that. Alyssa doesn't do drama. Alyssa doesn't overcomplicate things. She doesn't get over emotional. No. And she is and she's easy and straightforward to talk to. She says what she means.
Yep.
And there's nothing underlying about that. Like, what's beautiful about hanging out with, like, I have a lot of male friends, my brothers, my dad, like my husband. When you talk to a man, typically a man will tell you what he thinks, and that is all he thinks. There's nothing underneath it. So you can trust what he says usually.
Yeah.
And then
Unless he's a lying
sack of poopy.
Sack of.
But we don't have those in our life, so
Right.
we're good.
No.
So then Alyssa's like that, where you know what to expect when she says it. That's what she thinks, and she'll say exactly what she thinks too. So like, you can trust it.
Yeah.
You're not gonna like it sometimes, but she'll say it anyway. Crispin, I do not have a male brain, although I can sometimes sit and do nothing. That sounds amazing, which amazes my wife. I can have multiple tasks of thinking and actions going on that I'm complete. Okay, so you're not the typical alpha male. That's all right. We like that.
Yeah.
This is what makes us amazing.
No,
All the differences.
and as that's a really good point. I also feel like most of my life I've had more male friends.
Totally. Yeah. Me too.
Because I just didn't get down with a lot of like the female drama.
Mm-mm.
Like it was confusing to me when you'd be in a room with your friends and like they were talking about the one friend that wasn't there, and I'd be like,
can't do that.
wait a second, but she's our friend. Who's talking? I don't understand.
Yeah,
Wait, are you not friends anymore? No, I am. We're hanging out tomorrow night.
Oh gosh.
So why are we talking about her? Like it was just my entire life.
Yeah, no.
So, anyways,
and that's why I was you too, athlete all my life.
Yep.
Women that compete sometimes tend to be a little bit more testosterone-y. Is that an Italian word for testosterone?
Testosterone. I'm gonna serve that for dinner tonight.
Ew, gross. All right, we're gonna cut that off before it goes any further. Now, so we both align with that, and I'm not a dramatic person in any way.
Mm-hmm. No,
but I need a system. So I'm systematic and I'm calculated and I plan. I need to have a plan, not because I am, I don't know, type A. I'm not really type A. If you really know me, I'm not type A, but my brain doesn't work that way where I can't see how things are going to unfold. I don't know what to do next unless I have some steps laid out. I don't need the full plan. I don't need to go perfect with it. I just need to know a few things that I have to do, and I have to have them written down so that I don't waste time. I don't procrastinate. I don't get anxious. It's for that reason. It's so that I can get and execute the stuff done that I need to get done, because I tend to be very productive, and I don't want to lose that. So for me, that's what works best. And Alyssa, talk to them about what you do.
Whatever I feel like, whenever I feel like it.
Whenever I want,
and however I get it done. For me, I am like just massive action. I have no real systems, and this is for my people out there who are like, I'm so unorganized. Yeah, I don't have a system. I don't use a planner. I'm not as organized as Sandra. Like, I used to look at Sandra and like her, can I swear on yours? Am I allowed to curse on you? Okay.
Do what you do. She's real.
I need to reconnect.
That's okay.
Okay.
We're still live on mine. We're live at 5.
That's so weird. Okay. Well, whatever. It'll hopefully fix.
I'll share mine to your page.
Yeah. If it breaks, I don't know. I'm having a hard time with my phone. It says it's trying to reconnect, which is strange because we're literally in the same service area.
With the same phones.
With the same exact phones. But whatever.
Okay, so
anyways, I'm just way more, like somebody can say, this is what I need you to do, and then I just go do it. I don't need all the steps. I don't need to see it laid out. I don't need visuals. I just take the action. I go do the thing. But I've always felt really guilty about not being more organized in my life. And this is good for all of you who are watching this and maybe feel this way. Yeah. Here's the thing. When you recognize that you're not the most organized person, you just hire people to make you organized. Like, it's not fun. It's never fun for me, and I'm never going to be the most organized person in life, and that's okay.
Like, if you know it's not a natural skill set, you shouldn't try to force the square peg in the round hole, because you're going to be bad at it and you're going to make it worse, and then you're going to be more annoyed with yourself. So with the organization thing, like, I know some people will say to me, like, I'm not as organized as you, and I'm like, that's fine. We can create systems around what's good for you and what works for you. You can still be hyper productive and still get a ton done and stay on track with the way that your brain works. And that's why, like, even going back to professional organizing days, you can't have a cookie cutter system for everybody. You can't just do it one way. You have to work with what their comfort zone is, what their lifestyle is, and how their brain works, and how it, like, organizes information up here so that you can actually follow through with your stuff. So while Alyssa appears to be like fast and loose, it all makes sense to her. Yeah. So she always gets it done. Like, she is, she will show up for a live and say, like, I told my crew I was going to do a live today. What should I talk about? I'll just talk about this. And then she goes live and talks about it. Whereas I have a bank of ideas that I can talk about, but energetically speaking, like, and I have an organized approach. Like, I can talk about all these different things, and I have a notepad where I can talk about any of these live topics. But if I show up that day and I'm not really interested or feeling the one topic, I've got to pivot and shift, and I go into my list and I pick which one I feel like my audience needs to hear the most that day. But if I didn't have the list, I probably wouldn't do the live. Whereas Alyssa, she's just going to do a live anyway, and like whatever comes to her mind is good. And you know what? That's showing up.
I walked in here and I was like, let's go do a live. And then, but we had to talk about it. For Sandra's sake, we had a conversation before this live where I'm like, let's just talk about how like I don't have to do systems and you're like all about that. Okay, let's go do it.
Okay. And that's all I need. I just need to know an idea, because also I don't want to lead people down a path if I'm going live. I don't want to be all scattered all the time. I want them to get the most out of whatever they're showing up for, because I respect people's time. And I know that if you're tuning in for a reason, and you expect me to bring value, and I don't want to just like dance around topics and not make sense. So I need to start an end point. Yeah. And so that's why Alyssa's like, well, I could do that without knowing it and to begin with. And I'm like, I don't know how your brain works. So Shane.
I have a funny story.
That's the Shane. Shane's the Alyssa. That's the one I'm talking about. Shane this is Shane. This is Alyssa. This is how you guys have the same brain work. This is how she operates like you. I don't need a plan. David and Sandra need a plan. Shut up, Shane. I do need a plan. Don't judge me.
I will never forget, we were like working through something, and we were working through like launching and launch strategy, and I was like, so just like do it. And
I was like, no.
She shows up with like 3 different planner books and has like, well, this is my papers where I wrote.
No, it was one planner with like
notes,
accordion sections.
And I was like, can I take pictures of this? Because I mean, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
But you don't need it.
But I don't need it. So for me, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Okay, so here's the other thing. So Alyssa's a coach, and she's got clients that are trying to launch their stuff too. And she's going, I'm just telling them to do it, and some people aren't doing it. And I'm like, okay, well, here's what I did. And she's like, oh, I think my people might need an approach like that. But like, it doesn't make sense to her, because it's like, why do you need that crap?
Yeah. I'm like, no, just go do it.
Go do it.
And you know, you learn a lot as you maneuver through the coaching world.
Yeah.
Like who needs what, and some people need more of a plan, and you just work that out with them. And so I do have some people who need steps. So if they do need steps, and I know that, what I'll do is I'll just like open up an email, and I'll be like, okay, step 1. Yeah. And I have to just write like my word vomit into their steps, and I just email them their plan. Like, this is for you, because I thought we'd be good just talking through it.
But at the same time, this is why having people in your business relationships, like mentors and partners and people, just like we talk about business besties, like having somebody in your corner that operates differently than you, that's just as productive as you, so that you can help each other fill the gaps. And in the coaching world, it's also helpful because you get to bounce ideas off of each other based on how your clients might work best and how you can improve. So if you're in a business, in a service-based business especially, and you do things a certain way and you feel like that's the only way to do it, or you think that like nobody could do it better than you, why would I hire a VA if I'm probably going to do it better than them? They might do it differently, but they might do it just as well. Yeah. So I think that's an important conversation to have, because in order to scale your business, in order to simplify things for you and scale, you're talking about like offloading work, ditching it completely, or delegating it. And delegating it to somebody who can do it well, even if it's so super different than you. And for the type A people out there, you're going to be like, ugh, that doesn't feel good. I don't like to give up. I don't like to trust. And I know, but this is how you grow. And also, this is how your mind grows. This is how you're able to appreciate other people and how they think and how they operate, because they are worthy of that kind of respect. And just because it's different than you doesn't mean it doesn't make sense. So I love when Alyssa is showing up and being like, I'm just going to talk about this today. And I'm like, okay. And I will watch her and go, systematic. She's being systematic. She's making sense. She's wrapping it full circle. And she did it on the fly. So I can trust that she's going to show up and message, and with her messaging and with her call to action for her clients, for her audience, she's going to do it right. And she knows that she's going to do it right, and she trusts it. And I feel like I have a big track record of showing up and doing things right, but my system doesn't make sense in my head without the plan. So it's just, and it's not because like I need things to be perfect. It's just because I don't understand what should happen next without the plan. My brain's smaller. I don't know.
I do have a really big head.
I have a really big forehead though, so I feel like my cranial opportunity should be bigger.
Why is my thing not working? Everybody says it keeps cutting out. That's so annoying.
I'll share to your page. I got you, boo. So, if you thought that you knew who was going to be a better approach, our answer to you is you're both good. Yeah. You're both good, and you should really, really consider. Like Alyssa's in a point in her business right now where she's delegating a lot, and she's hiring people to do things for her. that she doesn't feel like doing, that she knows need to get done, but like they're not her creative, inspired, energetical is not a word, Sandra. Whatever.
I like all of the good testosterone-y, energetic girl.
This is a result of a lack of sleep and 600 children. I like to overestimate the amount of kids that I have. I know, you keep cutting out. But
that's so annoying.
She's in the process of delegating and like growing her business and expanding there. And so for her, it's like breaking out and feeling like, oh, I got to trust these people to do things differently than I do, but they can get it done too. So Andrea, James D. Rice Jr. I like when people have full government names. I like that a lot. So
I just want to add also, like, I'm working with a new business manager right now that I just brought on, and she's like, oh, do you already have like a Trello board or Asana? And I'm like, no, I have none of those things. Like, I don't have any of these systems. But recognizing that I don't have systems, but I want to scale, I want to continue to scale my business, I have to get some systems, but I don't have to be the person who implements it.
Right.
And that's what I want you guys to know. Like, you don't have to always be the person who implements every single system. You hire people to do that. You hire a business manager to say, okay, we need to have this system in place with you, whatever. You can outsource that if that's not your big thing.
And by the way, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't take it on if it's not your thing. Like Alyssa recognizes, okay, I need systems in order to scale my business. I don't want to. Good. Okay, you do need them, but give them to somebody else to do it so you can scale, and then you don't have to stress out about it or be anxious or do it wrong and like have trial and error in the meantime, so you don't have to waste money or time. Or
even just like guessing if you're not a good business owner because of it.
Yeah.
I used to have this like thought process of like, how am I going to be a good business manager or a good CEO, or how am I ever going to scale to, past the 1 million mark? How am I ever going to get there if I'm unorganized? Like, I have to just adopt these things. I have to, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm realizing more and more, like, I don't.
Yeah.
I am going to scale me, and I'm going to hire people to do the things I don't want to do, like keep me organized. And they do. They hold me accountable to the organization. And then when somebody puts a system in place for you also, you want to follow it. Like, you're like, oh, we have a system here. We have a flow, and now I know what it is, and I'm going to help you follow that because you've done this for me. It's very much like I have somebody who comes in and takes care of my stuff in my house. And so they even do my laundry, they put away my laundry, all of that. And that for me makes me also want to follow the system that they have for like our drawers. Like, if I put stuff away, I want to make sure I don't mess with their system.
Yeah.
Like, so it holds me accountable, and it's easy when it's less. Like, I don't feel overwhelmed because my laundry's organized already now.
It's also easy because you didn't have to do the bulk of creating the organization, creating the system. All you have to do is fall in line into the system.
Exactly.
So the point being, I think that if you have areas that you kind of hate doing in your business, or you're not that good at naturally, then like, don't make it mean anything it doesn't mean. It doesn't mean that you're not going to be good at business. It doesn't mean you can't grow and scale your profit and your income and your impact and your reach and your audience. It doesn't mean that. It just means that you need to get somebody else to do it for you, or you need to drop it completely if it's not that important to your business. So don't make those things that you're not that good at mean anything. Listen, I'm terrible at trying to plan anything. Ooh! I will book 3 tickets one way to a location across the country, no way back. I will book a ticket home from an airport 6 hours away from me. I will forget every meal item that I was supposed to plan for a party. I don't plan anything anymore. I don't do it. I don't even try. At my most peak energy focus hours, with no distractions, I will still screw it up every time. I suck at it. I'm the freaking worst at it. I'm so bad at it. I've wasted so much time and money screwing it up. I just don't do it anymore. That's why I hired Leanne Stevenson to do all of my travel. So my husband will organize everything that needs to go on in our family life, because I'm so bad at it. I'll just screw it up for everybody by accident, trying my hardest. I'm really that bad. And people are like, oh, you're smart. You're an organizer. That has nothing to do with planning. Let me tell you, I am awful. But I don't really care. I don't make it mean that I'm a dumb person. I don't make it mean that I can never do anything right, or like, poor me. I just have somebody else do it. Or I have like a system of reminders in my phone and a planner that like lets me see everything during my week. And like, that's what I do. I just put things in place to help me, because I'm not good at that stuff at all, and I never will be. And this is after like 25 years of trying my best. So this is as good as it gets.
This is where it is.
But Is that Crystalline? Ooh, that's a good name.
Crystal.
That's way fancier than my name. But I'm not going to make that mean anything either. I'm still a good person.
You're still fancy.
Nobody has this name. Only people that are above
Sanj.
70 years old. So, I know, but nobody knows that. It's just for private.
Oh,
That's just for private friends. So just kidding. You guys can know my name, but not yet. Unless you heard her, then you heard it.
Mm-mm.
So
Top secret.
Okay, so it is an
tell anyone.
Indian man's name though.
Sanj.
Mm.
Sanj. I should say it like that every time.
Yeah.
I should.
Mhm.
So conclusion.
Your way is okay.
Your way is okay, and it's okay. Don't feel guilty about not being super planny and systemy and have all the damn planners and the passion planner and all the things. I have a passion planner.
Unless you love it.
If you love it, freaking lean in and do
Yeah.
it. That's your jam. That's great. You don't have to do it.
You can still be successful,
You can still
wildly
be
successful
successful.
without all of that.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
and because I am pretty damn successful.
Yeah, she
So-
is. And she takes a lot of action and she makes things happen anyway.
Yeah.
And she doesn't make her lack of systems mean that she's not good at business. She really doesn't. She just does the stuff and shows up and gets the results. So, so if you have any questions or if you have any questions about systems or about our different approaches or what you do versus what you think that you might want to do, or if you need help getting in touch with a VA or an operations like business manager for online or offline, let us know and we can help connect you with somebody. But but it doesn't have to mean anything other than we all have like pros and cons in our life and we're all good at things naturally and not so good at things naturally, and you can still be like killing it in the business world either way. So
Yes,
I hope that helps. I hope that you feel better about who you are, better about your business, and you should also use a planner. Just kidding.
And our food just got here.
Our food just got here. I love food.
Timing.